So you want to know how to install Synology DSM on your Lenovo NAS. That's cool and all, but before I show you, I gotta tell you a couple things, alright? Prerequisites. Prerequisites. So, this is it. I don't know if you can see this, but it's currently running, the NAS is currently running Synology DSM. First I gotta tell you, it's not that stable. If you've ever run a Hackintosh machine, it's much like that. You can't use Apple services in the same way. With this, you cannot use Synology services. Quick Connect, their push service, I think. You technically can use it, but people advise against it. You could get banned or something, so probably don't do that. So it's generally unstable. If you need your NAS to be stable, it's critical hardware. You're not doing this for fun or anything. You actually need this. Probably don't do this, or take it in pretty heavy consideration. Consider all your options, because you can load, because now that you have a serial connection, you can basically load anything. So just keep in mind DSM. You have other options, but this is for Synology DSM. So it's unstable. Part of that is because it's running off a USB stick. Quick update. Actually, the OS does not run off the USB. It is actually the bootloader that runs off the USB. The OS is installed on the hard drives inserted in the NAS on a small partition. So another thing, keep backups. Like, if you actually care about your data, keep backups. Buy an 8 terabyte external hard drive, and Lenovo has quick transfer on it. Just back up your drives before you do this, because I didn't know that it was going to wipe my drives until it asked me, is it okay to wipe your drives? And luckily, I didn't even have any different data between my external and my RAID, so I was fine with that. Oh, and another thing, if you're using, so right here, USB 3 port, with Lenovo Quick Transfer, it's super fast. All right, Quick Transfer transferred about 1.5 terabytes of data in probably about like 2 hours, maybe. Did the same with Synology DSM, and it took 24 hours. So if you're transferring 6 terabytes worth of data through the USB port, it's going to take you a couple of days. And that is not a hardware problem. That's not a chipset problem. It's a DSM problem. Maybe they've fixed that in 6.2.3 or 7, but this tutorial is for DSM 1. It's DSM 6.1.7, and that problem is still apparent. So you're gonna have extremely slow USB 3 speeds, like really slow. If you look it up online, the charts, I couldn't get a disk chart for this, but if you look up disk chart, it's just it just stops at some point. So that's also another thing to think about. If you need USB 3, probably try 6.2.3 or 7, or just try Open NAS or something. And lastly, I'm pretty sure startup time. So I would much prefer being able to just turn this off, just regularly have this automatically turn off and on. The thing is though, it won't boot by itself. I have to go in, connect it to serial, and press enter on the console for it to actually start booting. I don't know why. I can't find out why. There's nothing online about this. It just won't boot by itself. Maybe it's something with Grub, maybe it's something with DSM. Keep that in mind also. If you just run it all the time, it'll be fine probably. But I would much prefer being able to turn it off headless. But I have to, or I could just technically connect a USB keyboard to one of the back USB ports and press enter a couple times, but I wouldn't be able to see what it's doing. So through the serial connection, I get graphics, which I'll show, but you need that basically to install this. So that's pretty much it. Also, another thing to consider is how much time this takes. I don't find this fun anymore. I don't find having to hack it. I don't find having to hack operating systems to get my computers working any more fun. I'm not 15 anymore, so I'd much prefer just having the Lenovo OS to be functional. But the thing about buying one of these Lenovo NASs is the Lenovo OS is unsupported anymore, is not supported anymore. So torrents don't work. Just everything doesn't work. Even remote access doesn't work. So you basically need this to install a functional operating system. And DSM is one of your best bets. But, and this is 6 bay. All right, this is I can't open the door all the way because I had to jerry-rig the case. But that's a 6 bay NAS. A Synology 6 bay NAS would have cost you about $600 on eBay. Probably an older one too. A new one costs upwards of $1,000, I'm pretty sure. So I got this for $250 in 6 terabytes. That's the cheapest you can get a 6 bay NAS anywhere. So, you take the good with the bad. This isn't fun for me, but it's nice having this now. So just keep that in consideration before you do this. Yeah. So now I'll get on to what you need. Alright. So what you're going to need is, first off, you're going to need that's the charger. You're going to need a serial. See, I already have it connected to my NAS motherboard. I'll post a picture of it, but you're going to need a serial pin out. It's Arduino serial to USB. You're going to need that, and you're going to need to take the NAS apart. You're going to need to remove the computer cage, the PCI, or technically, SATA card. You're going to just need to unhook that. Unhook. Let's see if I can bring it closer. Yeah, you're gonna need to unhook. This is I think it's the ROM recovery USB. This ribbon cable to the screen, the power to the screen, and 2 other data lines. But you need to unhook those, unscrew 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, and then you take the motherboard off. There's a better video on how to do this, where the guy replaces the RAM. But let me say, I tried actually upgrading the RAM. It didn't work. It just beeped. So it has 2 gigabytes. I'm running DSM on 2 gigabytes of RAM, and it's working fine. So, but keep that in mind if you want to upgrade the RAM. It has to be super specific, I think. So you're gonna need that serial cable, and you're gonna need to hook it up the right way. Editing, that's the pin out that you need to do. And this is how you get video. All right, so I'll show you how to do all that. But that's what you need, NAS wise. And you're going to need a USB flash drive, of course, 4 gigabytes at least. And that's really it. So now let's get on to what you're going to need to do software-wise. Hey, so this is how to burn the USB for installing Synology on your Lenovo NAS. First off, it'd probably be really good to read this forum post before you follow anything I say in this video, because you really should know what you're doing. I'm just going to show you what to do, because it's going to be a bit easier than following this forum post. But you should probably read that just to get information on what you're doing. But I uploaded a RAR file of all the things you need for installing DSM. The link is in the description, but that includes all the programs and the OS files and the bootloader. So just gonna get started. So, and this is assuming you installed everything. So first, open OSF mount. We're gonna mount new and click the image file. Now the image file is just the bootloader. Alright, so select the first partition, which is partition 0, and uncheck read-only drive. Alright, now we're going to go to this PC and local disk. Going to go to grub, and then we're going to go to the grub config. Now, the tutorial on the forum heavily suggests not to use a Windows notepad. I'm going to use it because I don't have anything else installed right now. And this is just for example, alright? So what we're going to look at is just from set fallback up to set VID. This is what we need. So first two things you're going to need to get is the VID and the PID of the USB flash drive you're going to be using to install Synology. So how to do that is open up USB flash info, which is included in the RAR file. Alright, and then we're going to click Get USB flash drive information. And then the VID is 05DC. Let's just copy that. And then the 0x, you're going to keep that, but you're going to paste in what it said. And the PID, I'm going to copy that. And put that in. Alright. And that's it for the VID and the PID. So we can actually just close that. Keep OSF mount open, but next is the serial number. So this, if we actually had a Synology box, this would be the serial number for the Synology NAS, but we don't, so we have to spoof it. It's much like installing Hackintosh. So go to the serial generator. This is in the tutorial right there. Generate your serial number. So the OS I included in the RAR file is for DS3615XS. Now, or the .pat file is the OS, and the loader is for 15XS. Now, I did this because it is the most, I guess, the most common version of DSM. It's the most common model that people develop for. So that's just why. It's probably your best bet. I would not recommend trying DS916 Plus. You could do DS316 or 3617 XS, but you should just stay on 15 XS. There's no difference. There's really none. So generate, and we're going to copy our new serial number into serial number. All right. Now, here is where you got to do something. So, Mac 1 and Mac 2. All right, so quick break again. Here's how you first enable SSH access and SSH into the NAS and get the two MAC addresses. So, right now, you're supposed to be still on your Lenovo OS. So, go to the IP address of your NAS /manage/diagnostics.html. You click allow remote access for support, enter the password and apply. Now SSH is in. So I'm going to go to PuTTY and click SSH 10. Well, my IP address is going to be different from yours, but this is mine. Port, it should be 22. Click open and log in as the username, as your username, your password as password. And now do ifconfig/a. And now let me resize this. The things you want are the addresses you want is ETH0 and ETH1, and you get the HWADDR, and you just copy and paste that without the semicolons, whatever it is. Just copy and paste that as the text into the grub config file, and that's it. And then when you had those NASs, input them there, right there, into Mac 1 and Mac 2. All right, so, and that's actually it. Like, now you're done with changing the grub.cfg. Actually, let me say, with mine, the SATA port map had to be changed to 6. If you have a PX4 or maybe even a PX2, you might have to change the SATA port map from 6 to 4. All right? Keep that in mind. If 4 bays, get SATA port map 4. I have a 6 bay, so SATA port map 6. All right, so now you're done with the CFG file. Click save. I'm going to open it, OSF mount, dismount all. All right, so now I'm going to use Win32 disk imager. Alright, so this will actually burn the bootloader onto the drive. All right. And now you have your bootloader. So next what you need to do is actually plug it in. So let's go do that. This is now assuming that you have taken apart the Lenovo NAS and plugged in the serial cable, the USB to serial pinout, and hook that up to the NAS. And now I'm going to show you how to connect to the NAS. Alright, so open up PuTTY, which was included in that RAR file. Put in the serial line, the COM port, and let me show you how to find that real quick. Device Manager, go to ports. Now we're gonna see, now I have Intel Active Management, that's nothing, but the cable I have is a Prolific USB to serial, COM4. So I'm gonna put in COM4. And the speed here is really important. So by default, PuTTY puts it in at 9600, but for your NAS, it's 115200. All right. So and right now, the Lenovo should be off. Right, it should be completely off. So we're gonna open that. Alright, now we're going to turn the NAS on, and as soon as we turn it on, we're going to hit the delete key. Alright, we're going to press the delete key until we see the BIOS. So, I'm turning it on now. Alright, I'm hitting the delete key now. Oh, it's telling me the internal battery is low. I don't know if it's going to boot. There it goes. Alright, so we see the American Megatrends boot screen, and now we are in the BIOS. So we could do a lot with this, but we're only going to see, I'm going to look at the boot tab. So, and power, security, and boot. Now, go to USB drives, and here we see this. So it says first drive USB disk, second drive my USB. This is the DSM USB. All right. So we're going to click the plus button. Oh wait. Alright, so I just clicked the minus button on that. So now my Kingston is the first drive. Alright? So let's go back. Exit. Save changes and exit. Alright. Now it's going to restart. Alright, so now we're in the bootloader. This is a good sign. If you see this, it means it sort of works, alright? But we're not there yet. So click the first option, which is it automatically does this, so just click first option. Alright. And yeah, I don't know what's wrong on my end. I have to click enter for it to do anything. Not really sure why, but I don't know. So this is it booting up. Now, all of this is normal. Now, on mine, it says something like USB device, device descriptor read error. Now, at first I thought this meant I did not enter in the VID and PID correctly. I'm not sure what this is, to be completely honest, because it works. I can plug in USB 3 drives just fine. I'm not sure what this is, so yeah, and it goes through this. Once you see it'll say disk station login. That means it's booted up. Alright, very quick angle change here. This is a video that was actually recorded. This specific clip I'm about to voice over was recorded a few days earlier from me recording the desktop videos. This is actually me installing Synology DSM on the NAS. This was about an hour process because I was still figuring everything out. But I'm just going to voice over the installation process. It's really not hard. So right here, disk station login has popped up, and I'm about to go to the website find.synology.com. This is crucial. You have to do this for the installation process. Alright, so now you're going to go to find.synology.com. It's going to search for your Synology device, which is actually the Lenovo. It's going to find it. You're going to go through the regulatory stuff. Click Setup, click Manual Install, and click the .pat file that was in the RAR file or you got from the forum post, and click Install Now. This will delete every bit of data off the hard drives. I gotta say that it will wipe everything, so be prepared. And when it finishes, it'll restart. And this is mine. I had to actually click in the grub bootloader for it to actually run. Yours might restart automatically, but when it restarts, it'll go into this, which will go into setting up all the administrative stuff and asking if you want a Synology account, which you can't do. And that's it, actually. That's completely it. You're now done. You can use it. Hope this video helped. It was kind of chaotic, but I hope this helped in some ways, so you don't have to kind of put the pieces together of like blog post and forum post. I hope you got some value out of this video. Have a nice day.